Hello and welcome back to the Pure Report on the road. I'm Sam Aracidi here at the Gartner IT Infrastructure, Operations, and Cloud Conference.
Quite a mouthful, good job there.
It is a mouthful, and I found Matt Kixmoeller. Matt is the VP of Strategy for us here at Pure, who had a presentation earlier today and talking to customers here in the booth. And so I guess let's start with that presentation where you really just introduced the customer and allowed them to go on.
Absolutely, we were pleased to have James Kelly from Chapman University come and talk about his experience with Pure. Chapman's kind of a mid-sized university in Southern California in Orange County, and they run a mix of traditional IT environment where they have a large Oracle franchise that literally runs the university on through to a lot of unique research kind of compute type tasks where they're doing interesting things with data at scale. And so they're really exploring the use of both on-prem infrastructure and cloud to have both the reliability they need and the flexibility and agility they need.
I think one of the most interesting things there that you've heard from many customers, it started with performance, but it ended up with simplicity and making it easier for them.
Yeah, like so many customers have gone down this path where when they first start with Flash on-prem, they usually buy for performance. But as they start to understand how simple it can be, it really allows the cloud operating model. When you think about upskilling your on-prem environment to the cloud operating model, it's really all about automation. And so a simple storage platform that can be automated is key. James talked a little bit about his team where one of the complex tasks they have is to do a full copy of their entire Oracle applications environment. And that was a literally 12 to 16 hour endeavor weekly with complex scripting, a lot of looking at like beach balls waiting to become full as they're waiting for tasks to complete. They used Pure and vRealize from VMware to automate the whole thing, and where the attention of IT went down to like 15 minutes a day.
Yeah, which is amazing, making those copies. Here at the Cloud Conference, right? Operations, which really is what we touched on, and cloud, there's some really cool connections with what we're doing up here.
Absolutely, I heard the Gartner keynote this morning, and it felt like finally hybrid cloud got real. And when we think about hybrid cloud, so much of the dialogue for the last few years has been all about what's moving to the public cloud, and not enough in our minds about how you not only do that, but you also raise the capabilities of your on-prem environment, and of course look for how you can seamlessly manage them together. And so today we heard Gartner talk a lot about how these two environments need to evolve together, and how really they're two different tools that can be brought together to accomplish the needs of IT.
So from a tool perspective, I think one of the fascinating things that we have here with Cloud Block Store is the ability to use the same operating model, the same procedures you're doing on-prem, and be able to move those workloads to the cloud, move them back and forth. That really brings flexibility.
Yeah, our key goal is to allow customers to not have to go and rewrite and re-implement all of their apps for web-scale technologies, but to be able to take their on-prem environment and move them seamlessly to the cloud, either for migration or to do things like DR and test dev. And to your point around automation, one of the key things we focused on is a completely consistent management model between on-prem and cloud. And so in James's case, when he had a set of automation logic he had deployed on-prem on his Pure environment, when he moved to Cloud Block Store in the cloud, it just worked. There was nothing to do to change it.
You have to love it when it just works. Goes back to the simplicity where we started, right?
Absolutely.
One of the things we're talking about here in the booth quite a bit as customers come up is the modern data experience and helping them to be able to essentially a data Dow tone type of an environment, right? And the conversations are amazing when you hear what customers are doing, the fact that cloud is real and wanting to move those workloads, but also move them back if they want to is key.
When we think about the modern data experience at Pure, it's really a vision for how customers can transform their storage operations to the cloud model. We talked a little bit earlier about automation, that's a key piece of it. Another key piece of it is just standardization. You go to the cloud, you don't have 1,423 unique and independent storage services. You have some well-architected block, file, and object storage services that are delivered on demand, that have consistent pricing or chargeback, that are easy and simple to automate at scale. And that's really what on-prem organizations need to strive to as well. Define and standardize your storage offerings, work on automation to make them self-service.
Absolutely. So we're talking Cloud Block Store and a lot of block. Yeah. I know a lot of customers here are asking about DevOps. They're asking about what we're doing as far as new stack technologies. And I know we got some really interesting things happening there.
Well, I think one of the most exciting things, and it's of course just enabling technology, is the rise of Kubernetes, the rise of containers. Sure. And we at Pure are really seeing this go mainstream with our customer base. Our PSO tool for automation of our storage, both FlashArray and FlashBlade in a container environment, is taking off like a rocket ship. And it's really just helping customers take those modernized scale-out applications and run them in an automated fashion at scale.
Yeah, PSO, Pure Service Orchestrator, which is designed to just connect those other workloads to the same infrastructure that you already have in place. And I think that's part of the beauty of this for the same simple operations.
Exactly.
So, any other interesting conversation with customers here?
I think the other thing that's been a hot topic at the show is on-demand cloud-like pricing models for infrastructure. We of course kind of started this trend almost 2 years ago when we introduced our ES2 offering at Pure, Evergreen Storage Service, which has since grown and is now called Pure as a Service. And it's essentially a simple way to subscribe to the entire Pure experience on-prem and pay monthly on a pay-as-you-go basis that can flex up and flex down. And so when you think about taking some of the cloud-like expectations around operating model, another key piece of it is just the procurement and management and buying model. And so with Pure as a Service, we've tried to take all that flexibility of cloud procurement and bring it in an on-prem model where it can be 100% OpEx.
Everybody's asking about that. And when you talk to executives, they hear that and they want to know more about it. And the best part is, it's real. This stuff works. We've been doing it for years now, and the adoption's been incredible.
Yeah, I think one of the important things to understand is that we didn't just come out of this out of thin air. Yes. We've been building a much more flexible, evolvable storage architecture that grows with customers' needs over time in our Evergreen architecture. And so really, Pure as a Service is kind of the culmination of that Evergreen architecture, where we take the flexibility of our underlying storage and really serve that up as a business model.
It absolutely makes sense. Customers love it. So much more we could talk about when I take VM Analytics and Pure One. We're just scratching the surface here. But thank you guys for watching. More, purestorage.com is definitely where you want to go. We should be following you on Twitter too, right?
Absolutely, at Matt Kix.
At Matt Kix. Thank you guys for watching. More from the Gartner conference here and other conferences, the Pure Report on the road. We'll see you next time. I'm Sam Mersey.
Stay orange, y'all.